look.
So it could be Eric Snow.
It could be, sure.
Or him.
They're both wearing the blonde wig.
Or him.
But the reason for this, I really mean that the reason for this was you've seen, everybody here has seen somebody with just insane tattoos, especially like facial and head. And like you realize that person, every time that they make eye contact with somebody or look at somebody, they instill like a level of fear. Yeah. And I think it'd be kind of fun for just a couple days where literally like your appearance terrorizes people.
Well, you could remove the anti-Semitism by just shaving your eyebrows and just having like super angry eyebrows.
Angry eyebrows, yeah. That's true. like pointed down like that the whole time.
Like really villainous.
Yeah.
And like really arch and like... Yeah, like just furious.
Yeah, that'd be like just everywhere you go.
Yes, that face right there.
Tommy's making that would crazy eyebrow face,
and it wouldn't be offensive, just frightening.
Yeah, I mean, I want to push the.
But you want the anti-Semitism and the racism.
Well, because I watch prison shows.
Yeah,
I know that there's a culture.
White
but you're not going
are far and away.
Right. Well, that's true.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
But it's just 2 days.
Not
2 days
48 hours.
doing this.
It'd be pretty amazing.
Where will you go with this?
If Kurt went to prison,
I would want to just go to like Starbucks and like
the mall.
The mall, or just walk into the bank.
Why white supremacists have such better tattoos than everybody else?
That's true. They do have great. Is it
because they are? I'm not trying to make a joke. Is it because they're working on literally a white canvas, a blank canvas? Because when you see black guys completely covered in tats, you're like, bro, I can't see what the fuck that says on your arm.
I think the thing about
only God can judge me, man.
The thing about the white, a lot of the tattoo artists.
You only. That's Tommy's favorite.
I know that is.
I think the white, the supremacists, they have those because a lot of them are tattoo artists. So there's more tattoo artists in that culture. I'm serious.
That's not why they have better tattoos.
It could be.
Don't you think it's more because they're more passionate with the hate that they're putting on their body?
That's true. Where
the blacks are like,
because we did that thing.
Shush.
I don't know. Because other races, if you want to be creepy, are known for their more elaborate graffiti.
That's true.
And so perhaps they've invested more time into things.
That's true.
So I don't know.
She has a fair point. And it seems culturally the whites need to project hate outwards towards others, whereas
on their own bodies.
Whereas the Latinos need you to know where they're from on their bodies.
Yeah.
And that's the hatred is all implied. If I got La Frontera across my stomach, you know I'm from Tijuana, and if you're from Mexico City, don't step up here. I don't care what set you from.
Yeah.
But the whites have tattoos on their body that say, I hate from 40 feet. Get the fuck away from me.
Right.
They put their hatred on their bodies, and other races put their hatred on like freeway overpasses.
That is true.
That's true. That's true. And we need to go back to this just to make things clear. With we're talking about you can't crack on Jews. You can't make any comments like that, and you can't. But when you hang, like I'm talking about from childhood growing up, you hang out. There's really there's nothing. I don't think there's anything really to make fun of. Like I never understood
Me neither.
The cracks on any Jewish cultures. Like other cultures, you're like, yeah, they're fucking terrible. But then you hang out with you hang out. You know, you're like, yeah, they do eat tacos. They do steal stuff.
Wait, time.
So then,
they do eat tacos and steal stuff.
Time out.
Tommy,
Jewish people are
I love
great.
you too much.
You're too great a comic that out of the entire landscape of race, you went to. They do eat tacos. You could have said anything,
but I'm just saying
you could have said too much and steal stuff.
Yeah,
you could have said.
Yeah, I know.
And you went to the most bizarre, benign.
It's silly.
You know why he said that? He's hungry.
No.
I am hungry. But I'm not taking back. I want to make it real clear. I'm not taking back the taco comment at all.
You're not.
No.
You stand by it. They love tacos. The Koreans are crazy about tacos.
They have their barbecue in the tacos now.
And you saying growing up, when you see the Jewish people, you're not sure what the hubbub is.
It was almost like
it's always the same three things.
It was almost like a better example of how you should live. Seriously was what it was.
Yeah, be really good with money
and be very tight knit families, and they were always
have
the best
leading man noses
at their home. They hosted at you were like, oh, how come my family doesn't do this when I come home? It was always a better, welcoming, more fun place to be was a Jewish person's house. And bar mitzvahs, I was like, what do I get? They're like, you just get communion.
I bet that sketch actor was Jewish, and the reason he had such an attitude is because when he turned 10, somebody handed him a check for $3,500 at his bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
13?
13.
All right, I tried to fit it in.
Yeah.
But thanks for bailing me out on that one, because I don't want to answer stupid tweets.
Did you have more tacos?
I like it.
What is it when you have to say when you're on stage and you say, like, you do a lot of Mexican stuff, you do a lot of black stuff, in a great, funny, positive way? Why, like, if someone just caught that on a phone and just took 3 sentences out of your act, you would have to maybe issue an apology.
They do.
And me and Nick had this discussion where I said to her, there is no fucking way that I would give an apology, because I always thought the comedy club is like the last bubble of free speech. And she goes, oh no, motherfucker, you're right in that apology. And I was like, really? She goes, if someone's offended, it's offensive. And I understand where she's coming from. You got to write the apology. But like, if Tracy Morgan's on stage, like, he's like the worst bar setter for all comics, because he's from another fucking planet. Like, yeah, my son came to me, told me he was gay. I would stab him in his chest.
Yeah.
Come up to me with all his gay problems. And then he's got to like issue like.
And then another one the week later
about Down syndrome. That's the one to me that's 50 times more offensive.
Yeah. But I don't know. Would you issue an apology?
There is no presumed privacy anymore. Everybody has a recording device on them at all times.
That's true.
So no one can.
It is Gattaca.
No one can be in a comedy club and just have the 300 people there. Like, hey, we're all here. We're all hanging out. We're all being silly. We're laughing. Who cares? There aren't any rules. Blah blah blah. Everyone's taping. Everyone's recording, and so you do have to apologize, because it'll be broadcast, and someone not in the room might be offended.
It's possible. It's a matter of, like, there's a great possibility. Actually, it's probably true that every week that you're on the road doing shows, there are people offended at something that you said. Not the whole room, obviously, but there's somebody who's like not a fan of that.
The editorial all of us.
Yeah, but I'm saying you specifically. There's something that you say that like somebody's going to be like, not a fan of that. Now,
why me? What about your, I didn't know I was pregnant routine.
I'm just making an example.
What about let's do you as the tablet. I didn't know I was pregnant on TLC.
Yeah.
I love that show.
And what's your very specific sentence?
I say,
you say
every woman on the show is Mexican. Like, I'm just saying they're all Mexican. So this isn't the first time that she's been pregnant.
Freeze.
Right.
I take that sentence, I put it on the internet, and I say, I'm outraged. We demand an apology.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Well, it depends, because a lot of people agree with that sentence.
Now that's what I'm saying. That's
it
the other
depends,
way to
because
go
a lot of
with
people watch TLC.
Right. That's true.
Instead of the apology, you go, I don't know if you saw TLC, but most of the girls on the show are Mexican.
Yeah.
And then you basically thumb your nose at the apology.
Yeah.
And you just keep going. Like, that's the other way to go.
That's the way that that joke and other jokes work, is that the statement is outrageous, right? And some people will be like, what are you talking about when you say it? But if you keep building on your joke, like you go another joke, another statement, another joke, then like it's that the joke becomes more outrageous, Like, so the statement is offensive on its own. But if you have jokes to back up your outrageous statement, then most people pass it off as, these are jokes. Like one of the things I say, every woman on the show is Mexican. They're all Mexican, which is an exaggeration. But because I'm emphatic about the way I say it, then they go like, oh, okay, he's making a ridiculous statement to start this with,
Right.
So then the jokes can kind of come out of that absurd statement.
I think it's unfortunate for comics that Tracy Morgan is the guy that set the bar for apologies. Like, it should have been like Louis C.K. Like, he pushes the envelope.
Really crazy shit.
He tweets that he's taking a shit in Sarah Palin's mouth while fisting her C.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? If I said that, they'd bury me under the jail in front of the networks.
Yeah, that's true.
You, baby girl, said earlier, you said, I got something.
Oh, I just wanted to know how everyone else here, because Maddie and I were speaking earlier this week about the program Hoarders.
Oh, my God.
Who else here is obsessed with Hoarders?
I'm totally obsessed with
Do you have a
Hoarders.
problem with it like I do? Because I have a problem. Like, I TiVo it. I watch them obsessively. I watch them again and again.
Can I tell you what's really blowing my mind about this?
Yes.
How many people are fucking Hoarders where various networks have multiple programs.
I know
about fucking hoarders. Like,
that's what Cohen and I were
there's
talking
hoarders,
about.
There's living with hoarders. They're inside a hoarder's mind.
Buried alive. I know.
I thought that was going to be like a 3-part special with the 9 hoarders in America.
Friend. Oh no!
And it's millions of people, and they live like fucking They're eating out of trash cans. For real.
Yes.
There's a couple on my street. I'm sure of it.
Really?
Yeah, you can tell because like whenever the garden has like weird like half of a like Mexican
like half a gnome
plate sticking out of like the ground and like gnomes, and the curtains are always drawn, but there's like a ceramic dog sticking his face out.
Yeah.
You go, there's some dark secrets behind there.
Yeah.
What I love the most about all of the Hoarders programs is that they have so many holiday decorations.
Yeah,
and they seem like the people that would have like the least to celebrate. Like they're the most, like they're the most emotionally empty, like bankrupt, saddened souls, and yet they can't wait to host a party. Like they've just got like Easter stuff and like, Halloween. This is my Halloween section.
I'm going to take it up a notch, to quote the Contessa. Let's take it up a notch. Don't tell Jeffrey.
I won't tell.
Let's talk about hoarders and decorations.
I won't tell Jeffrey.
But don't have too much fun without me. It seems like what they hoard
Make a
the
chicken
most.
a man shows up.
It seems like what they hoard the most are Christmas decorations, followed close second by fucking crafts, like beading
it's
and like
so many craft services.
And it's almost like this wall-sized tackle box of different colored beads and different strings, and they're like, whoa, and you go to throw it out, and they're like, whoa, 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 and they got to go through each drawer, like, these are my purple beads, these are my turquoise. I got this whole fucking business in my mind.
I'm going to use these flags. Don't fucking touch them.
A lot of them are collect dollies, too.
Dollies. So in order, we'll say, I would say dollies first.
I would say holiday decorations.
Really?
Yeah. Holiday decorations are huge.
Lots. And every holiday.
Newspapers and magazines.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, they always say it's because of the memories attached. And then the one that I made you look at was that this gentleman, I don't know where he lives. Do you know this one? His name is Randy.
Randyland?
No.
Holy
great.
Smokes.
I would say he was the greatest hoarder of all time, but he wasn't the crazy lady that had goats with 3 legs on her farm and 75,000 turkeys.
Is that the one that the goats were eating the wall? So the goat would pop its head into the bedroom? It ate its whole...
Oh, that was the bunnies.
There was a guy with bunnies. There was a guy with like 6,000 bunnies in his house. There's that guy out in Yermo whose house was overrun with rats.
Oh.
Yeah, but this lady was like
they were flattened,
crazy
like cardboard.
Hoosier. Yeah. And she had like
she had no teeth.
She had no teeth, and she goes, "I don't give a fuck."
But what she lacked in teeth, she made up for in turkeys.
That's true. She had like every animal on her farm, and in her mind, she was running like this fucking Milkman Danland farm, where like she was taking the milk to market.
And
like they're laying eggs, and you go into like the hutch, and there's literally like 1,000 chickens, and they're in like a busboy tray with like a cover over it, and like none of them are standing up straight.
Half of them are dead,
and like they're missing fucking hair. They're missing feathers, hair. That would be amazing. Chickens with hair.
Yeah,
get on that shit, Cohen.
Chickens and wigs.
Chickens and
wigs. Does the show it amuses you sometimes and makes you laugh? Does it also fill you with anger a lot of times when you're like, what the fuck, man? Like,
just sheer sadness and fascination.
I have sheer pleasure.
Angry as shit.
Really?
Well, you need to see this man, Randy. He's obviously not a well man because, his eyes are like, they spin like pinwheels sort of,
He looks like a headliner from like the 80s that washed out.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Would you agree?
Yes, he looks like he would be like the comedy contestant on Star Search Styles.
Yeah. Like, 2.5 stars.
With a flame shirt? Did he have his flame shirt on?
Yes. And just walking around.
Like a rayon button-up shirt.
Yeah.
One of those guys.
He's just walking around Venice going, 2.5 stars. Like 30 years after
one
the
of
fact.
those.
Yeah.
He collects machines, like arcade machines and whatnot. He wants to open an arcade. However, he also wants to, as he says to the camera, I am God's perfect creation. I can't make more of me. So there needs to be more of me. So he's begun this massive mannequin collection. And he makes them all look like the man's name is Randy, and he has hundreds of mannequins that he's made to look like Randy's. And
there's like Yachtsman Randy, like there's like but different sections in his arcade palace. But to his credit, all the pinball machines worked, which usually they never work and they're dusty and shitty. Like this guy had if like Brian Bassane and Patton Oswalt were on the road and found Randy's fucking pinball place, they would have rented the place out
How
for
was
5
that?
G's.
We'd be all over it.
Yeah, totally. Me, you, Tommy, Cone. We'd be like, you have the fucking original Playboy Bunny fucking pinball machine?
like,
Here's my money.